Good morning, welcome back to another AB Neo full flight video. This morning we are spawned in at Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and we are flying the Virgin Blue 737-700 across, or halfway across the country to the Red Centre, otherwise known as Alice Springs. Now, Virgin Blue doesn't exist as an airline any longer. It has since rebranded and has now become Virgin Australia. They happened quite a few years ago. They went from being a low-cost airline to a full service, but I thought I'd get back into the old Virgin Blue colours and fly this real world route across from Sydney to Alice Springs. Weather in Australia, it is coming into summer, so it's pretty bloody warm, especially in the centre. In fact, it is at present, while I'm setting this up, it is, it's 8 degrees centigrade, but it is only 5 to 7 in the morning in Alice Springs, so it will probably get a lot hotter. I imagine by the time we arrive, it'll be up into maybe the late 20s, I should hope. Anyway, let's get into the flight deck. We'll get this, everything all set up and get this bird out of the east coast and into the centre of the country. Okay, so we are parked at the Virgin Australia terminal in Sydney. We've got, what have I done? The fuel's done, the IRSs are aligned, and we are ready to start putting some stuff into the flight plan. So like I said, the basics of it are done. So we are going from Sydney, which is a YSSY, or Yankee Sierra Sierra Yankee, to Alice Springs, which is Yankee Bravo Alpha Sierra. And flight number DJA553. DJ is the old Virgin Blue code. They use VOZ now, or Virgin Oz. We're still going to fly under the call sign Velocity because I can't remember what the Virgin Blue call sign was. I think it might have just been Virgin. Anyway, let's have a look at today's flight plan. So we are going from Sydney, like I said, on the east coast. So all the way down here, so it's pretty much take off from 34 left, we'll head straight out, and it's more or less just head west north really, then all the way up through. It's not a very exciting flight, there's a lot of red all the way. That's why they call this, they do call this the Red Centre. We'll keep going and we'll come in. So with the approach, we'll actually almost overfly Alice Springs, and we'll do an about turn and come down and land on runway 12. Now the airport I'm using, I can never ever remember the studios when I'm recording, but I will put that information in the description down below. This is from the marketplace, of course, because I'm on Xbox. It is a paid add-on, but they have included the temporary boneyard or parking, aircraft parking that they had during the COVID times, and that is still in the airport of the version that I've got. So we'll see a lot of Cathay Pacific, a few Scoot aircraft as we do fly over that, and we'll be able to see that from the apron once we have parked as well. Anyway, let's get some flight plan information into the FMC. Okay, so we are just going to chuck in literally a couple of waypoints. So Kadom being the first one. I better actually go to where I enter that in. Kadom being the first one. And then we do have an airway, which is A5 or Alpha 576, and then AS obviously for Alice Springs, because we will overfly that, and that's it. That is our flight plan. That is really short and sweet. So departures, we will be departing from, and I will bring up the weather to show you as well. We're departing from runway 34 left. Which is the longest, at one stage it was the longest runway in Australia, which is quite interesting, just as a note. I don't know if it still is, but it was when it was built. So we're departing almost north from 34 left. Wind is 310 degrees at 9 knots, visibly the usual 6¼ miles. Temperature 17 degrees and clear with a QNH of 30.03. So pretty calm weather apart from that 9-knot wind perhaps, but that's not unusual for Sydney anyway. We are taking off out of a basically out of a bay. Okay, so departure was 34 left, and that is on the Kadom 1 SID, no transition, and arrival will be ILS Zulu 12, and it's direct in. excellent. Let's go to legs. I'm going to remove any... there's a disco. Now, I just did recently see a video pop up. I can't remember who it was from. It might have been B737NG channel. Said, don't remove the discos. Well, yeah, I'm gonna, because I'm not actually a pilot, so I need to have the continuity in my flight planning. I didn't watch the video to see why, but there's a reason. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so fuel 11.6 tons. It is. What's the flight time on this one? 3 hours and 25 minutes. So we'll say just maybe a little under 3 hours. Oh, actually, no, we're flying east-west, so probably actually will be the whole 3.5 hours. Takeoff runway wind is currently, oh, sorry, as of 32 minutes ago, 310 at 9 knots. Runway slope, I can't remember if there is one. Elevation 7 and 14, so 7 feet over 13,000, 0. It's like 0.0 something. It might as well be 0. Flaps will be 5. CG 18.1%, which gives us a stab trim of 6.77. Okay, cool. That shouldn't take too long to put in. Okay, we are ready to push back and start. I got the times all wrong just before 2. I'm an hour. I'm in Brisbane, Australia, so I'm an hour behind Sydney because we don't observe daylight savings. It's actually 8:45 in the morning in Sydney, not 7:45, which is what I did say previously. So it was a 9 a.m. departure from Sydney, not 8 a.m. But that was the plane anyway. I haven't messed that up with the UTC time at all. It is still a 2200 UTC time departure on Friday the 13th. I should add, it is currently Saturday morning in Sydney, so it's not going to be an unlucky flight. Anyway, let's get some things fired up. So first of all, we do need to get the APU started up. Okay, that is the APU started. So we'll move over to APU power. We'll get the APU gen switch on, and we better put on some APU bleed. While we'll do that, we'll get the seatbelts signs turned on. We'll do another chime as well, and an attend chime. There we go, just for shits and giggles. And oh, we can reset that. Oh, there's here another plane. Oh, okay. Someone's taking off from an apron. There's an FA-18 over in the distance, as always. Every airport you go to in the simulator, there is an FA-18. Okay, so we do need to close the door, and we will release the ground power, and we will, the jetway can now be released as well. So it should go, there it goes. Remove the chocks as well, and we'll go into our pushback. So we need the tug. And here we go.
Go ahead. We've been cleared for push and start, tail to the right. Copy that, ready to push, tail to the right. Parking brakes release, please. Brakes released.
So push back, we should back into here somewhere, and we're gonna head out. We're actually gonna cut across the runway we're taking off from and head down the other side as opposed to going over the bridges and things. Just because the terrain's not great at this airport. Starting engine number 2. Oh, a bit of sunstrike. Awesome, positive start. Okay, engine 2 fuel flow. Just as a note, this aircraft does still fly in the Virgin Australia fleet, obviously in Virgin Australia colours. I do have a 737-700 livery, but it's not this registration. I think it's pretty cool that PMDG have done the Virgin Blue livery. It was quite unexpected. Oh, we almost. Oh, I was going to say we're almost to the line. No, we're not even really that close. Close enough though. Okay, start engine number 1.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
Oh, and you want a parking brake as well. Okay, there you go.
Brake set. Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
Cool, thank you. And fuel flow for engine number 1. We'll turn on the TFCs for both sides. Auto brake set to RTO. And we should probably do our flaps now as well. So flaps 5 for takeoff. And of course you have to verify those. Put that back into program. Always feel like I've forgotten something. Can't think of what it would be. Taxi lights on. I don't know if you actually need the taxi lights for operational reasons during the day, but it's just as a habit. Okay, that's all the engines up and running, so we'll go over to engine generators. We better get a probe heat on, and the packs can go into auto, and the ISO valve as well. Don't need the APU bleed, and the APU can come off. Excellent, we are all good to taxi out to runway 34 left, I think. Yes, we are. Parking brake off and we'll fire up. It's a bit of a long taxi, so I won't make you watch the whole thing. That's just cruel and unusual. Okay, so because we've got 13,000 feet of runway, I'm not going to go all the way down to the Keys. We're going to take off from just a little bit short of the end. That is common practice. I have seen them do it in Brisbane. Don't know if they do it in Sydney, but it's pretty quiet. So let's we'll probably we'll do it now. We'll get away with it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So just a quick update on the QNH. It is 30.06. The weather has changed slightly, so I'll just chuck that QNH in. Hasn't changed much. Still wind is still 310 at 9 knots. Temperature hasn't changed either. Actually, it was just the QNH, so it's nothing at all. But let's get out onto the runway and take off. So we do need landing lights. So we can turn taxi lights off. We can turn the strobes to on. Beacon light is definitely on. Excellent. Why have I got an error? It says I've got left overwing and right overwing doors open. I'm just going to check that and see what's going on. Okay, I've got an error where I've got the left and right overwing doors are apparently open, but they're not. Do I proceed? Yes. Yes, we are going to proceed. So we're going to reset fuel flow. We'll go TCAS to TARA. I'm just going to turn the... Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I just pressed the wrong button. I'll turn auto throttle off and on again. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Parking brake can come off and we'll head out to the runway. Is the error still there? Okay, they're gone now. That was really weird. It's like those doors weren't armed for some reason. See what happens with this flight. This could be quite interesting. Hopefully there's not behind me because I didn't actually check right before I went out to the runway. Alrighty, so go a little bit of nose in. We'll power up to about 50 or 60%, or close to 70. And toga. Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear coming up. Wonderful. And autopilot on. Awesome. Okay, put those back into off. That was pretty good. That was quite a nice takeoff. Yes. So there was someone on the runway. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Helen Mad. But I was there first. Okay, we'll go flaps to 1. And we'll lose flaps altogether. Just check that door area hasn't come. No, it's still, they're gone. Okay, cool. Everything else looks fine. And on our way out west. So this is Western Sydney, the Western Sydney suburbs below us. There is an airport going in out here somewhere. I don't think it's been added into Flight Sim yet because it doesn't open until 2026, but there's the Western Sydney Airport, which will open with one runway, but I think it will have 2 eventually, and it's going to be quite a big airport because Sydney not only has a curfew, but it has also reached its limits, so they need a second large airport in Sydney. Oh, the Sydney airport that I'm using is just the one that comes with the game. It is a bespoke airport that is for standard or premium deluxe users, everyone really. 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. And also QNH can go to standard. And we'll wait till we get our speed up to 301 knots, then we'll hit the seatbelts. And then we are all good to get up to cruise altitude. Okay, that's near enough. So seatbelts coming off. Excellent. Now let's have a see what time we are arriving. So it is 0:53 Zulu, which is in 2 hours and 13 minutes. So another 2 hours and 13 minutes until we do touchdown into the Alice, according to what we've got in front of us. I'll be back once we get up to our top-off climb. Just coming, well, there's the chime. Just coming up to flight level 340 now. We're just going to have a quick look at the weather in the Alice as it stands as of now. So currently still no wind. This is 16 minutes ago. No wind. It's 14 degrees, so it has gone up by quite a lot since, so it's 8-degree hike since we took off. So my predictions of it being over 25 degrees probably will be accurate, but we'll keep an eye on this throughout the flight because I want to know if the winds do pick up and we have to change our landing direction. But otherwise, let's have a quick look at the time. So it's still the same time, so arriving at 053 Zulu. So we've got a bit of time ahead of us. You can see that the terrain has changed as we start to head more into the centre of the country. I mean, we're not even close to centre yet, but it will get redder and redder and redder as we go further in and head across the outback. And but I'll do the usual outside shots with a bit of music playing in the background until we get up to our top-off descent, or set up for top-off descent. So I'll see you back real soon.
Live our dream and take like it's right. Just go with the feeling. Take my hand, ruin our plans. Leave it all behind. We gotta live tonight. Get away. Feeling kinda reckless when you're here with me. Baby, say the word and we can disappear. We run all the lights. Do I get away? Oh, you're my getaway. Let's get away, seeing all the damage that we need to leave. And if we make it out, it won't be make believe. We run all the lights. Do I get away? Oh, you're my getaway. Lights will expose the night. We're getting closer. Long waves crashing on me. As long as we're gone, it's where we belong. Maybe we're just passing through. Meet me at the hotel room. We've been busy sleeping. We could live our dream and take like it's right. Just go with the feeling. Take my hand, ruin our plans. Leave it all behind. We gotta live tonight. Get away. Feeling kinda reckless when you're here with me. Baby, say the word and we can disappear. We run all the lights. Do I get away? Oh, you're my getaway. Let's get away. Seeing all the damage that we need to leave. And if we make it out, it won't be make believe. We run all the lights. Do I get away? Oh, you're my getaway.
Okay, we're just about coming up to 40 miles away from top of descent, and if you did look at the outside views that we had between our top of climb or our during the cruise, you can see why they call this the red centre, because it is pretty red. I think MSFS have done a pretty decent job of recreating it. I have flown over this before into heading over to Perth, and it pretty much does look like that. Anyway, let's do a quick weather check in Alice Springs right now. So this is as of 30 minutes ago. So the wind has picked up as I predicted it would, because you know, once the sun comes up, or the morning kicks in, things do change. But we have got a wind is 120 degrees at 12 knots, which is just perfect straight down the runway at this stage. I don't imagine it would deviate much from that, but going from 0 wind to 12 knots in a couple of hours is there's quite a bit of wind. 22 degrees centigrade as well, so my prediction of it being sort of mid-20s was about right. I imagine in the heat of the day it would get a lot hotter than that. It is currently, what is it? It is 10 AM in Alice Springs right now, so come 2 PM it would be quite warm, I would imagine. So let's get some information put into the FMC prior to our descent. So current temperature is 22 degrees and QNH is 30.27. So I'll chuck that in, and we will step down. I mean, our next flight level is 138, 5500 above. So I might step us down to, we'll go down to 21,000 to begin with, because I don't let it level out. I just sort of, when we get close, I will then adjust our altitude again. We better put the QNH for Alice Springs in, which is 3027. Ready for when we hit transition altitude at 10,000. Actually, did I? Just double check. Oh yeah, I have. We've got flight level 100 for our transition. Excellent, but it all is going quite smooth. What's the wind up here at the moment? 261 for 9. Now, that's pretty standard for Australia. Get 100 knot winds at cruise altitude. That's fairly normal, especially when you're more on the east coast as well. But yeah, once we come back, we'll be starting to make a descent down into Alice Springs. We'll do a quick weather update then as well, and I'll monitor that all the way down. There we go, just making our descent, initial descent now. I can actually change that to 80 miles. So we will head all the way up to Lizard, and then we will do a complete turnaround and come back. I might have to do some manual vectoring for that because it tends to put us off course for some reason, but we can sort that out once we get there. That is quite easy to do. So let's see what our arrival time is. 0:56. It is now 0:37. So what's that? 19 minutes until we are on the ground in the Alice. So it has been a pretty uneventful flight as well. So not much traffic around. I did see a 767 possibly coming from Alice Springs, which was out there right side, but yeah, no, it's been a pretty smooth flight so far. Just come below flight level 180. There has been a bit of a weather update, just a slight one. So this is as of 15 minutes ago. Wind is now 110 at 14 knots, so a slight wind increase. Temperature's gone up by another degree, 23 degrees centigrade. I'm not going to bother updating the FMC with that information. There's not much point really. It's pretty much, it's such minor differences. But we are on track to arrive on time at 056 Zulu. And we're coming down to just under 17,000 feet now, so getting closer and closer. Alice Springs does sit at approximately 1,800 feet above sea level. So it's 1,800 feet we don't have to descend, basically. But anyway, I'll come back once we are around 10,000 feet. Okay, we're just coming down to 11,000 feet now. I thought I'd just show you what's going to happen. So we are heading, we've gone over Alice Springs Airport. In fact, it was behind us. That's it there. You would have seen that on one of the outside views. But what we're going to do is, instead of going straight up and then doing this weird turn, I'm actually going to turn us a little bit earlier and actually come around that arc. And so we can get a nicer glide slope as we come in. But that's close to 10,000. SCO landing lights can come on. Seat belts should be on as well now. Probably could have put them on a little while ago. And also QNH needs to go to 30.27, so we'll put that on. And by doing that as well, by sort of going around, we're extending our descent path a little bit, and we will be able to make up and get that the descent bug back up to the center, and it won't make too much of a difference. So yes, the town of Alice Springs was behind us. Where is it? I can't see it now. Oh, there it is there. It's the township right there. It's not a very big place. I've overshot. That's okay. We're still fine. But I do need to... Yeah, no, I know I'm not on intercept heading. And I know my approach VREF hasn't been selected. I'll do that now. Pushy bloody thing. 130 is our landing speed. Okay, let's get back on track. Just a slight deviation, it's fine. We've got plenty of space to do it. Okay, we're going to go flaps to 1. And we will actually put some speed brake out and get our speed down to the correct speed for flaps at 1. Okay, we should be able to capture our... Yes, we can. There we go. Excellent. Better not take us back out. Okay, cool. It's gonna correct our flight path. Okay, we're gonna go auto brake set to 2. And we'll put in final descent up to 3600. Okay, flaps to 5. And we will hit approach as well. Oh, no we won't. I am an idiot. We need to select our ILS frequency. Turn off the VORs. I do this frequently. Do that wrong, I mean. Now we can hit approach. Okay, we might have to put our CRS and manually try that. We should have runway in sight. We do. Perfect. Is it picking up ILS? Oh, it is. Yeah, cool. Okay, we can also arm the speed brake. And let's go gear down. Just double check our approach speed.
Airspeed full.
Oh,
Airspeed full.
why? You're on auto throttle, dude. You take care of it. 130 is still our approach speed. Cool. That is the township below us. Part of the township. More of it over there. Oh, and there's the main part over that side there. Must be the outskirts. Let's go flaps to 25. And speed down to 140. Go around. Or Alice is... Where are you? Let's approach track to 5500. Track 116 to 5500. And that looks like it's the outer marker. Is the outer marker. Okay, flaps to 30 as we approach 1,000.
1,000.
There it is. And final approach speed 130 knots. How's that wind going? No change. 110 at 14. Okay, I'm going to go manual control because we're just a little too high up. You can see 3 white pappies. I want to see 2 of them. Coming in onto the side just a little bit. Oh, don't screw this up. Why'd we drift off to the side? That wind is...
100.
Holy crap. Okay, I've messed it up big time.
50.
That's all good.
30. 20.
Come on, get down, get down, get down. Get down. There we go. Didn't quite flare it, but that's okay. 2 in reverse, by the way. Okay, manual braking before we get to the end of the runway because it was a late touchdown. And start reverses. Flaps up. And speed brake down. Cool. That was a little bit rougher than I actually had expected. It sort of went to shit at the end. That's okay. We can go landing lights off, taxi lights on. Didn't put my engine starter switches into continuous. That's okay. Once we do an about turn, I will turn on the APU. We can go strobes off as well. So there's no taxiways here, it's just turn at the end and do a backtrack. And random yellow sticky uppy markers on the tarmac. Okay, that's cool. Okay, might as well start the APU now. We can turn off the TCAS. Also turn, oops, wrong one. Also turn off the Pro Peak 2. You'll see coming up, we've got a sea of tails. So this is where Cathay Pacific and Scoot and a few other airlines stored their larger aircraft during those dark times, sometime between 2020 and 2022, because this has the similar conditions to what you'll find in, I think, is it in Nevada, where they have massive big boneyards as well. I think there's a few swoops in there as well. Singapore Airlines. So a lot of the Southeast Asia carriers stored their aircraft here. I think Qantas did as well, maybe? Yeah, it's a sea of 777s, 787s. I think there might be some 737s in there. And it's cool that it has been depicted in this version of Alice Springs Airport as well. Okay, we'll turn in here. Actually, I'll turn the taxi light off, it's not required. Better not take that turn at 20 knots. No jetways, of course, it is all just parking on the apron. They want us to park there, but that tow truck is not in the right place, so we might do one over this side here. So parking bay 7, is it? It's about, no, a little bit more. I think we'll park on the A321. There we go, park right there. That's actually not bad. Okay, APU gens can come on. And APU gen switch. And we'll cut fuel to 2 and 1. Better get the chocks in place, and we'll request ground power as well. There it is. Awesome. Get rid of all the fuel pumps. Bar 1, APU off. Final fuel pump and the beacon light can come off as well. Okay, so we should probably get a couple of, there we go, a couple of staircases as well. Awesome, front door open, back door is coming on. We can turn off the seat belts. We better switch that to ground power as well. Cool, so welcome to Alice Springs, aka the Alice. There is an indigenous name for it, I don't know what it is, but I hope you did enjoy the flight and the almost botched landing. It's fine though. Thank you very much for watching along, and welcome to new subscribers. There has been a few more this week. Really appreciate the support, and if you haven't subscribed, appreciate you watching all the same. But and also there is a bonus video coming this weekend as well. So there's a second flight being recorded tomorrow morning my time. I won't give you any details. It will just appear on the channel sometime in the next within the next 36 hours. So watch out for that one. But in the meantime, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again.